So looking at applications that involve multiplication, if we're looking for the area of a rectangle or the area of a triangle or any shape, we use multiplication. If we're looking at repeated addition, that's going to be multiplication. And if we're looking for a fraction of a number, that's multiplication. For example, 1/2 of 20,000 is 1/2 times 20,000. Or 2/3 of 1/2 is 2/3 times 1/2. Now, whereas multiplication is repeated addition, division is going to be repeated subtractions. So we'll usually see something is shared equally or divided up, and that happens by repeated subtractions. So for example, if I have an 8-pound turkey and I want to give everyone 1/2 pound, and I want to know how many people I can feed. Well, I'm going to take this 8-pound turkey and I'm going to cut off 1/2 pound, and that'll feed one person. And I'll cut off another 1/2 pound, and that'll feed someone else. And order counts with division, and we always have to start with the total first. So it would be 8 divided by 1/2, which ends up being 16 people that I can serve. So I've written out a couple of examples of multiplications and divisions. So to find the area of a rectangle, area is multiplication. So we would multiply 2 1/5 inches times 3/4 inches. And you can just put that in your calculator, 2 1/5 times 3/4. So, and I end up with 1 13/20 square inches. Okay, next problem. A farmer's land is separated. I have a farmer's land is separated into sections of 2 acres. And he has 4 of these. So I want to know how many acres he owns. So this is repeated addition, which is multiplication, because he has 4 of these times 2 acres each. So that's going to be 8 acres altogether. Now, sometimes when you see it with mixed numbers, it looks a little trickier. A farmer's land is separated into sections of 2.5 acres, and he has 3.5 of these. So how many acres does he own? So we're going to multiply 2.5 times 3.5. So that's going to be a multiplication. Joe wants to purchase a house for $180,000, and the bank requires a 1/10 down payment. So how much is the down payment? So this is the multiplication that I said. Anytime we're finding a fraction of a number, that's a multiplication. So he has to pay 1/10 of 180,000. So that's going to be 1/10 multiplied by 180,000. So that's going to be $18,000. If 2/5 of my students are wearing jeans on a particular day, and of these students, half are wearing t-shirts, what fraction of students are wearing jeans and t-shirts? So 2/5, and we want to find what is 1/2 of 2/5, and that's going to be 1/2 times 2/5. Okay, next we're going to look at some division problems. And I have a road is 9 kilometers long, and a crew worked 3 days to build it. So how many kilometers did they build each day? So we wanted, this road's been divided up among the 3 days of work. So we have to start with the total, which is 9, and take that 9 and divide it by 3. and they did 3 kilometers each day. Now, order is important, so if I get a problem that says a road took 5.5 days to build, and the road is 12.25 miles long, how many miles did they build each day? Be careful that you get the correct order. We start with the total 12 1/4, and we divide it by 5.5, and that'll give us the amount that they built each day. This is another problem that you had. Shipment of 10 5/6 tons of sugar is separated into equal containers, containers of equal size. So we're dividing it up among equal containers. So if the shipment fills 5 containers, how much sugar does each hold? So we're going to take the total, 10 5/6, and divide it among these 5 containers. So it's 10 5/6 divided by 5. So 10 5/6 divided by 5 is equal to 2 1/6. Okay.